I almost wanted to sell my Chanel bags.
Yeah, she did.
To-
She never texted you.
What can I do for her?
Buy the bag.
Hi, say so.
Hey, Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Clarity's Hush Podcast.
Last time we talked about money, you guys loved it so much, we had to bring it back. Do you think that girls are scared to talk about finances?
No.
Really?
Not at all.
Okay, I'm a bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't want to sound stupid when I talk about, investing my money. I feel like guys are always like, yeah, I invested in stocks and this and that. And me as a girl, right, I'm like, yeah.
But actually,
I
you
feel a
always
bit
sound very
scared.
intelligent, leh.
Thank you. Fake it till you make it.
I think we're very good with our money. Don't you think so?
You?
No, like girls.
Girls are good with our money.
Really? Coming from Azura?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Excuse me?
No, actually, amongst the three of us, I feel like she's the most investment savvy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay lah.
I hear that. I mean, there's a very common misconception that women are less confident when it comes to managing their finances, discussions about money, investing, long-term planning. And I feel like we really need to get over that fear. Like me, I do feel a bit of a fear and I want to get over that.
Yeah, sometimes some of my friends actually in like a couple setting, right? The girlfriend is more upfront about talking about managing money.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Like she's the planner. It's like, okay, if you want to get married, if we need to hold a wedding banquet, then we need this amount and yada, 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 yada. And every month we need to save this amount and blah, blah, blah. So more often than not, I find like it's always the girls planning it.
Interesting. I'm going through that right now. And
Getting married?
No.
Okay.
That's not why I'm wearing a white dress today. I'm going through that discussion about finances as a joint, as a couple. And I'll talk more about that, in a bit. So I think today in this episode, we're going to try and break down some of those financial phobias to see how you can be smarter about your money and your savings and investments. And also, there's this very insightful article from POSB. It's called The 4 Money Habits to Achieve Financial Wellness. It's like 4 pillars, and we're going to discuss all of that as well and make sure that by the end of this episode, you will make your money move.
Teach me.
Yeah.
So we're going to link that in the description if you want to have a look.
I love this episode already. It's so like intelligent.
Yeah. Wholesome.
Do you girls remember when you got your first paycheck?
My first paycheck was very sad because I was an intern
Okay.
in Cambodia. And they paid me 100 USD per month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's how it is because obviously, in Cambodia, they don't pay you that much money. So that was my first paycheck.
Okay, but talk full time.
Yeah, probably in radio. That has
right?
been my full-time job. all
Radio is
these
my first
years.
full-time job. Yours as well, right, Zura?
Yes.
I've had a lot of part-time jobs, but when it comes to full-time job, I remember my first ever paycheck. I'll tell everybody, okay?
What do you
So,
do?
on the form, right? They will ask you, okay, what's your expected salary? So I wrote like, okay,
This is what Mediacorp.
Mediacorp. So fresh out of uni, that was like 7-8 years ago. I said, okay, like maybe 3K to 3 point. And then like the company said, okay, we'll take it at 3. And I was like, actually, can you guys push it up like $100 more? Give me 3 point.
Yeah.
Because if you multiply at the end of the year, you got extra 1.2K times
Yeah,
12 months.
sure.
And then the company gave it to me.
Aww.
So I remember when I got my first paycheck, I was like, woohoo! I went out, I ate, I celebrated, I treated my family to a good meal.
It's your first adult money leh.
Yeah, it really hits different,
Yeah.
And I think I spent every cent, like every single cent.
You spent every single cent of your first paycheck. You didn't save anything.
Yeah, first paycheck, I tell myself, technically I saved. I got CPF. Yeah.
Interesting way to girl math your way out of that. Did you make any regretful purchases in your first few paychecks that you were like, I shouldn't have done that?
See, I think this is the thing about girls. Everything we spend it happily. So, like, treating my parents to a good meal, I feel like that feeling will never come back because my first paycheck, or like buying myself stuff is, my adult money. So it brings me very good, like, memories.
Yeah.
So regrets, not really, but I've got to learn how to save like moving forward.
We're just very good at girl mathing our way through.
Actually, it's true.
That's true. What about you, Azura?
Your first paycheck.
Yeah, your first paycheck.
What do you spend it on?
I don't remember my first paycheck. If we're talking like actual first, right? I started making money at a young age. Because I play violin ma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think my first paycheck might have been like 11 years old.
Oh, yo,
And
so
like
cute.
not very much lah, a few hundred maybe.
That's a lot for
At
11
years old?
Yeah.
But I also don't get a hold of money ma.
Why?
It's
Okay,
like
so
my
your
parents
parents
keep,
keep it.
right?
Oh.
Yeah, but I think they dispensed me like a little bit to like get whatever I want or something like that,
Aiyo.
you know?
I mean, at 11 years old, what could you need?
Toy?
Toys.
Toys, right?
Should be
For
lah.
a few $100s, you can
Yeah.
buy the best toy. I think for me, in terms of regrets, over the years, every time I open my wardrobe and I look at all my bags,
Oh, yeah.
I do have a tinge of regret. It's usually around materialistic things like
Okay.
bags, shoes,
Clothes.
things that I don't use as much as I should. And I'm thinking, damn, if I didn't buy that then, what could I have done with that
But
money?
girl, they once served you. They once
But some
brought
of them
you
I
happiness.
never used before. That one still served me, not
Sell it on Carousel.
I understand, like, and I have
Yeah.
this problem with like clothes, you know? Like, I just need a wide variety of them. I
Yeah.
just enjoy them very much.
Like they don't
And-
have to be very expensive, but we
Yeah.
like the variety, right?
But regardless of that, the way that you spend your money, I mean, things like bringing your parents out for a good meal, I mean, that's no regrets.
Yeah,
at
money well
all.
spent.
We have some people on Reddit who actually was saying what they spent their first paycheck on.
Okay.
Someone said, I paid the first installment of my student loan.
Aww.
Woohoo! Hey, a debt-free life is a happy life.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah.
It is, but sometimes it kills you to use this money on like, okay, but well, we
Yeah.
have to finish
No
the
choice
debt.
lah,
Yeah,
no
no
choice.
choice, right? Okay, someone says, I bought a Mont Blanc pen.
Oh.
Never regretted a single bit because the same pen is now selling at 4 times the price I bought it.
What investment?
Don't
good.
regret your bet.
But my question is, did you sell the Mont Blanc pen? If
you didn't,
you didn't make the profit.
Hey. Okay,
Okay,
so
come.
when I want to buy a bag,
Uh-huh.
that's what I say too. Like, oh, price goes up every year. Oh, if ever at one point I want to sell, I'll probably make back the same that I bought it for and I already used it.
Uh-huh.
And then one day somebody was like, but are you actually going to sell?
yeah, that's a
It's
lie.
like, no, if I don't need to, no lah.
Yeah.
But just in case, I need to.
But when you need to, when you're desperate for it, you're always going to sell at a loss because you need the
Hey,
money.
that's very
So
true.
don't lie to yourself. I don't lie to myself. When I buy this bag, I'm like, yeah, the money is gone.
Nah.
I'm never gonna get it back. Be honest with yourself. Make money moves. Okay? Yeah. Someone else said I put it into a Rolex saving fund.
Oh.
And I eventually bought my first Rolex Submariner. Don't know what that looks like. After 3 months, a pre-owned Rolex for only $5,000. That's very cheap for a Rolex.
sounds
No.
reasonable.
You are rich, my good sir.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and bought it after 3 months
Yeah.
at 5K. How much do you earn to have like that much money in your Rolex savings fund, right?
I don't know, maybe he's an investment banker or what.
Maybe.
Maybe he works very hard.
Maybe.
So obviously our first paycheck, it doesn't seem like any of us saved that much.
Not that much, yeah, no.
When did it hit you girls that like, oh, I have to start saving money?
Oh, third month for me. The first 2 months I spent, I be happy. That's okay. Third month onwards, I sat down and I thought to myself, what do I want to do with my money? And that's when I bought an investments plan. I spoke to my family wealth management planner and he actually got everything out for me on a piece of paper. We sat down, we talked, and like that's when I decided at the age of 23, I bought my first investment plan.
I think we're pretty lucky that we all started quite young. But it's really true when they say start as young as you can. Because I still look back and still think that, wow, I wish I started younger. But actually,
Started saving or investing?
investing.
Investing, okay.
Yeah, because you hear people say like start as early as you can a lot, right? And I think we really did start as early as we could, or it was pretty early already. But you look at prices, right? You look at like inflation, and you're like, wow, year on year, it really makes a difference.
I think for me, I'm not as financially savvy as my girls here. So all along, right, I did invest here and there, but it's like, oh, your cousin come to you and they're like, hey, I'm a FA now. So I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, 5-year, 10-year plan, these things. But I don't watch it. I don't know if my money's growing. I have no idea what's going on there. In terms of saving money, so actually what I do now, right, and I only started it this year in 2024, I'm 29 years old.
Okay.
I have a fixed savings account where I
Okay.
siphon a portion of my salary every month. For me, it's 20% into this fixed savings account for a rainy day. They call it emergency cash.
Oh, okay.
And I've built up about 6 months so far.
Oh, that's the standard practice, right?
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
should
yeah.
have at least 6 months, 3 to 6. Yeah.
And then anything on top of that I have in my expense account is for, holiday, good meal, Christmas gifts for my girls here. yeah.
we made it to the account. Yeah.
Yeah, but only this year, I'm 29 years old.
No,
so
but
don't
that's-
feel bad if you're in your early 20s and you're like, I haven't done all that.
That means you have great self-control, no?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Because all that money was there and you can not
Don't touch
touch
it.
I mean, yeah.
But for some people, I think it's like that. Once you have it in your bank, you feel like, okay, I know it's there. my heart is at ease. I don't have to touch it.
I think last year I had a bit of a like, you only live once. Like, let's go on a holiday. And then I realized my bank account kept going down and I was like, oh crap, I'm running out of money. That's why I got an epiphany. I was like, okay, I have to keep it separate and not touch it.
Let's say you're about to splurge on something, a holiday, a purchase. Can you touch that fund?
I don't want to. But if it's something like a big ticket thing, like paying for a wedding, then yeah, I will have to eat into that.
No, well, that's what you've been saving up for, what?
Yeah,
What
I mean,
is
for
it?
my future, yeah.
Ooh, so, yeah.
Anyways, but I think the recommended amount of your salary to save is like 10%.
Yeah, when I first heard that, I thought
20?
that was quite low. No, I think it might be 10.
20% is really high. If you have mortgage, car loan and all that,
yeah,
there's
but
no way
you
you
just
can save
save
20%. Because I don't have a mortgage or car loan.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have to save more. Yeah, but it's called the pay yourself first.
Yeah.
You know, like this is my salary, I pay myself first. Because I work hard for myself. No, I deserve some salary.
Yeah.
Then you go to expenses and you pay
No, it's
everything
true.
else.
Yeah, and the 3 to 6 months of your monthly salary for emergency uses.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so true. That's so true.
I always think to myself, if I lose my job tomorrow, touch wood lah, okay, please don't fire me. But if I lose my job tomorrow, I can still survive for 6 months. And that gives me
Okay.
a lot of reassurance.
No, absolutely. And I think very recently as well, a friend of mine, something happened in her life. She needed the option of being able to not work for like a couple of months. And because she had that, she could leave her job and then go live her life and know
And
that,
move away.
And move away.
Right.
And know that she was going to be okay for the next like half a year at least. Yeah.
So, well, these are unplanned things, but there are things that you can plan for as well by setting a budget aside. Like the Rolex example just now. If you know like you're after something, be it a bag, a watch, or whatever, a big ticket item, just start saving bit by bit every month. I think that really works as well.
Absolutely.
There's something that I do. I don't know if it works or not. I mean, if it works for you, sure, go ahead, right? So basically, under one account, I have 2 sub-accounts.
Okay.
One of it auto cuts a percentage of my salary each month and goes there.
I do that, yeah.
Correct. But I keep that slightly lower because I want that to be completely untouchable.
Oh.
And then a little bit more. So actually, I take a small percentage, it goes directly into that one. And then a larger chunk of my salary, so I leave myself with very little to spend, but a larger chunk of it, I move it to another account where I can still touch, but preferably not. So that one will snowball. And then at some point, I'll move a portion of this into there.
It's like tier 1, tier 2,
Correct.
untouchable.
Correct.
Okay, this is, I think,
A bit complex.
It's a bit complex, but there are a lot of functions these days on like digibank apps. I know POSB has one. It's called the Plan.
This is POSB, by the way. Very good.
Yeah. So there's a plan tab where basically it tracks your savings, not just your spendings. Of course, it does your expenses as well, but your savings, right? So you can really see what's going where, how much money you have, and all that.
Your ins and your outs, right?
Exactly,
And you can
yeah.
categorize your expenses as well.
Yeah,
And you don't need to do it.
utilities.
They do it for you. Got chart one.
They
tell
know
you
what
this is
it is,
transport. This is.
It's AI basically. I don't know how it works, but it's
Babe,
very
I think it's
accurate.
when you spend, they know what shop it is.
Oh, correct. Technology.
That's true, that never crossed my mind.
I mean, another way is also to, try to find a bit more joy in low cost or free things. Like you cannot, I'm bankrupt because I only find joy when I buy a new bag. Like that's so stupid.
And you know that same couple I was talking about? They
Yeah.
are so financially savvy and they enjoy life so much. All the time they go and look for like fairs or like markets to visit where the experience is free. Like recently I've just been to the Art Science Museum. They have this entire exhibition happening there that's for free. And there's so many things you can do there, that you can even like immerse yourself in this like virtual reality world. Like this experience, I would not have thought that would be free. But it's free for everyone to join. And like drawing classes, free for families. I really feel like these kind of events, you can still, have so much fun, but at the same time, you don't spend a single cent.
I love that. I mean, I love just going for like walks. We have so many nice gardens in Singapore.
Oh, yeah.
And I bring my dogs there. It's free to walk. And then like, you get a good workout, good sweat as well.
Tell me if I'm the Lulu.
Okay.
I like to think that you cannot be stingy with your money and you cannot chase money. Like I always feel like if you always say money is tight or you got no money or you should not be spending, then it'll get worse. I feel
Like
you
you're
need-
saying that you should have like an abundance mindset, is it?
Like the more you...
Yes and no, because don't behave that way when you don't have an abundance of it, right?
Okay.
But I feel like
Like the more generous you are, the more will come.
but I also want to think that, like money will come. Like if you need to spend it, right? Like I try not to like stop myself from it. The Lulu.
A bit. That's not very wise. But it served you so far. So
So far not
And
bad.
you're doing
lah.
well, you're doing
Yeah,
well.
you're doing
So
great.
Not too bad.
Never like got no food lah. So
correct.
not bad lah.
But I also think that for Azura, I think most of your 20s, you didn't really have like a massive ticket item that you needed to save up for. Like for Hazy, you saved up for your house and she's moved in already. Yay!
Yay! What a journey.
From the first time she told us on this podcast,
Correct.
like I got a house until now, that was a big ticket item that for many years
She saved up for.
She saved up for.
Yeah,
Were
and it was a show hand experience, like everything on the table.
What is
The
show
bank to-
hand?
Means I
All in,
emptied
all
all my
in.
savings. Yeah, my CPF all in, my savings all in. Now I don't know if that's wise, not the smartest, but I really liked the place and I had to put the deposit for it, so I went all out.
Were you surprised by how much that whole process cost you?
Very.
Okay.
Turns out buying properties in Singapore is really very expensive. Even if you take up a 75% bank loan, that 25% itself, wow, can eat you up
Yeah.
Really.
I think a lot of people in their 20s in Singapore, they're not even thinking about retirement. Like, I don't think anyone here is thinking about saving for retirement. We're just thinking about saving for the next milestone. And
Yeah.
I never really had that in my 20s. Until now, and in my late 20s, I'm really looking into like the costs of things like a wedding, raising kids. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my god.
It's so expensive. Like even a wedding alone, right? Like thinking how much money I have to put aside. Yeah, that's been on my mind.
Yeah, setting financial goals are very important. If you know like that's the milestone that you want to achieve, Jeremy, you're taking steps to fulfill that, ma. You're channeling 20% of your salary every month. And that of course goes into this like whole wedding funds, right?
I think it's very important in your 20s that even if you're not looking forward to something or you're not trying to chase after a milestone or whatever it is, but I think it's important to have this mindset like to set money aside. And I think when it's for something that you really want, I think you're more likely to do something about it, especially if it's something that concerns your future. Not like a bag that I'm going to enjoy for like 6 months. I think when it's something that concerns your future, you're a bit more likely to automatically cut on like the
Correct.
trivial things.
Oh my gosh,
right?
when I was saving up for my new house, I ate cai fan every day. I'm not even kidding. Like $3, $4 max. That's all I
buy you
ate.
mala.
Yeah, thank you. So that time I kept texting Azura. But that aside, sometimes it feels very hard to cut down your social life because you're saving up for something. And in fact, I almost wanted to sell my Chanel bags.
Yeah, she did. She never text you.
What can I do for her?
Buy the bag.
I asked Azura, do you know of anyone who would want to buy this bag? I literally did that, But the thing is, no one want to buy lah. So, Jimmy, what you say is true. When you're desperate, you sell it at a loss.
Yeah, that's usually how it is. I think in terms of mindset, right? We talked about financial wellness. And one of the 4 pillars, according to POSB, of financial wellness is being able to protect your money. Having that mindset of like, my money is my asset. It needs to be protected. And I'll give you this example. One of my very close friends, he's had a shoulder injury for quite some time now. And he has come to the conclusion that he'll probably need to go for surgery.
Okay.
That surgery would cost him anywhere upwards of 30 to 50K. And he has insurance, thankfully, that will cover most of that. Imagine if you didn't have insurance and something happens to you tomorrow. You have to fork that money out from where?
Your own savings.
Yes.
And not even like, we're not even talking about like a shoulder surgery, right? That's
Yeah.
like of that cost. Let's take me, for example. I've always been healthy. And I've always been very well. And then this year, I just kept falling sick. This year, I've spent like 20 days in the hospital.
Yeah.
And imagine having that, if you didn't have an insurance, if you had to worry about money. Because at that point, I could just worry about getting better. Like, have to stay? Okay, stay. But I would imagine someone who didn't have that would have to think about how much is it every night?
Yeah.
What's it going to cost me? Can I get out of here as soon as possible?
Yeah.
That's so tough. I have an uncle who used to tell me if I don't go to the doctor, I wouldn't find out if I'm sick.
Wow.
Okay, this is an actual mindset of people of an older generation. But I don't think we can live like that anymore. We have to find out. We have to be in the pink of health. And getting insurance, I think, is only the basic. You don't have to get the very premium one. I don't think so, because they give you a few tiers for you to choose from.
Yeah.
If you're just starting out, maybe you get the most basic one. That's still comprehensive. And then you slowly move up from there.
There are 6 key areas: health, life, critical illness, mortgage, disability, and general.
Wow.
So these are the areas to look into if you don't currently have insurance. I mean, if your parents take care of your insurance, that's great. If not, then maybe start to look into that. And a general guideline is to spend no more than 15% of your take-home pay on insurance protection. So after CPF, after everything, no more than 15% on insurance protection. Once again, we are not experts at this, right? This is just our personal...
We're not selling you anything
Yeah,
either.
we're not selling you anything either, but this is our personal experience.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you should still speak to an expert about what's best for you within your means.
So I have a few plans here and there, right? And one key thing that my friend told me is, there are some apps for you that can help you track all your plans at one go.
Is
For
it?
example, I know the POSB digibank can do that. So all your plans, even if it's not from POSB, from like other insurance companies, you can also key them into the app and then you can track them all at one go.
I've been having trouble with this. Honestly, somebody was just asking me the other day, like, actually, what do you have? And I'm like, the ones that I buy, I know. But some, like, your parents start you off from like a younger age.
Okay. You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you can look into that.
Okay.
For sure.
I used to have 3 plans and then I sold the last 2. So I'm left with 1. So now it's easier for me to track. I feel like my investment strategy has shifted to
Now
like
that you've gotten your
property
house.
investments.
Okay.
I feel like that works for me. It's easier.
Property investments.
Property
Is
investments.
that real estate investment trust?
No, it's like
think
getting
she's
the
talking about
property.
buying the
Getting
house.
the
Yeah.
property.
Okay,
The
okay.
house itself is my asset.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a massive asset.
I find it so hard to track numbers, So I'm not like you. I can't go and see the market, see how it's doing every day and then like decide where to invest my money on.
Yeah.
It takes too much. Eats me up.
No, I understand. And I think it's about finding what works for you, right? What you can manage. Because it's something that you're going to have to look into long term as well. So you can't just dump your money somewhere and expect miracles to happen, So choose something that you can manage, something that is workable for you in the long run.
What Azura is saying is also like choose something that fits within your risk profile. How much are you willing to invest? How much do you really cannot touch kind of thing? And where you should go. And it seems like she is the most savvy at investments.
I
What are your
agree.
top tips? Like if I ask you, how many % of my monthly income should go towards investments? They say it's about 10% and up lah.
Yes.
Depending on your risk
I
profile.
think your fixed amount should be something that you're able to afford and not suffer to fork out every month.
So start small.
What I do is I have a base amount that is used every month. So that is small because that does not affect me very much. And then when I do have extras, I pump some more. And I think if you're gonna invest in higher risk stuff, it has to be money that, not to say money that you're willing to lose, but money that you don't see yourself needing for a while. Because you need holding power. You want to be able to hold it
When the market goes
drops.
down. Yeah.
And not have to like desperately sell it because you really need it.
Correct.
So I think it has to be separate from your savings. It has to be money that you're okay to like really not see for a really long time.
We talked about risk appetite. There's such a thing as low risk, low returns. High risk, high returns. Is there anything like low risk, high returns?
Confirm scam.
That one Ponzi scheme or what?
Okay, now we know.
Yeah. I know of a friend as well who's going through exactly that, right? Where, investments, market went down, no holding power, needed the money to cover mortgage because mortgage rates went sky high last year. So then had to take out from investments while it was at a loss. And then after that need to put it back again. It's a lot and it's very complicated and it's not as simple as you think. Like, I invest my money, I get money back. And that's why, I do find a bit of hesitation. That's why you should always speak to a wealth planning manager and review your portfolio regularly. Make sure they are on top of it because they are taking care of your money. Make sure you trust them. I know it's still a bit early to talk about, retirement, but we can dream. A girl can dream, right?
Okay.
What is your ideal retirement situation?
Like by a beach.
Buy a beach?
Yeah, really.
Like lying on a beach.
I want to live by the beach.
Okay.
Oh, I heard you say buy a beach.
No lah,
Just
no lah.
buy the beach.
No lah,
okay,
babe,
okay,
cannot
okay.
lah.
Buy a
cannot buy
beach
like-
house? Buy a beach house?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
very Azura. For me, I really can't envision myself like in my retirement stages, but I would love to be at home with my grandchildren.
Oh, yo.
Yeah. So cute, right? I want to be free of worries, free of any financial concerns, just at home, like dedicating all my time, attention to my family and my loved ones.
I love that.
And then they want ice cream, I buy them ice cream. They want
Yeah.
whatever, I buy them whatever.
So
it's not an
cute.
issue at all.
I want that. I want financial freedom, not just for myself, but also extra leftover for my kids, right? To help them out. Because, I mean, yes, everyone should be financially savvy, but sometimes you still need help. And I want to be able to give them that and be like their backup if they need to. So that's, that's going to take a lot in the next few decades to plan for. There's actually something called a retirement calculator. It's on the POSB app as well. It can basically help you to visualize your retirement and the steps you need to take to get there.
I know already. So if your retirement process, by the end of it, you want, for example, $1 million.
Okay.
Let's say.
Okay.
So you key into it now and it will tell you, okay, from now to then, the age that you wish to retire, how much must you be saving or investing every month for you to hit that 1 million goal? And then if you invest it wisely, it's not going to be hard to reach 1
Wow, I
million.
need to check after this.
See, Azura is the most investment savvy. All these
is.
things interest her so much.
First, I need to check the beach house how much. Yeah. Then I go and key in.
We also talked about CPF. So
Yeah.
CPF is great for retirement, right? Because if you meet the full retirement sum, you actually get regular checks that help you after you retire.
Did you know about this? I only found out this year that you can put money into your own CPF.
Yes.
So it's not just your salary that a percentage is credited, right? You can actually top up money into your CPF, and this money you can use to relieve your income tax, up to $8,000 a year.
Oh my God.
And I've been doing that for
I need that. I
I tell you. So I do that for myself, and I also put money into my parents' CPF, the retirement plan, because when I put money into their account, it relieves my income tax as well.
Oh.
But then the money you put in their CPF is for them lah.
Yeah.
You put in their CPF,
But
they also
you
got
get
interest.
relief. But you get the relief.
We get relief, they get interest.
Oh, win-win.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that. When you're in retirement, you don't really expect to be slogging away, working. You can't really do
Oh man, I kind of want
things-
that though.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can't really do things that require active income because you will be of an older age. Like you said, you want to kind of have a chill life. You need more passive income streams. What's passive income, right? Things that you're not going to work, right? 9 to 5, slogging away kind of thing.
Basically, your money working for you.
Yeah, it just comes to you.
Something like that. You still have to watch over it, right? It's not saying passive income, it will just make money. I can close my eyes. You still have to manage that, but it's less effort than active income stream. So aim to have more than one passive income stream for retirement if you are planning towards that.
A lot of Singaporeans, their passive income come from investments and rental. Like if you buy a property and you rent it out, and then you're just taking money in every month. It's just passive. You don't even have to do anything.
I mean, over the last decade, I've realized that what works for me is not big financial goals. It's more like small financial goals. Like just putting aside some of my salary every month, it gives me so much more confidence to be like, hey, I can take care of myself.
But that's a big step, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be doing that. But
What do you mean? You are doing that, no?
I just lump all my money together. I feel like what she shared just now, taking out 20% so that you can't ever touch it, is a good idea.
You shouldn't touch it, lah. Yeah, and just these small achievements, even though they're very minor, but they give you that sense of accomplishment and they kind of encourage more positive financial habits. Like, hey, I cannot spend that money, so I'll save it. So I can't buy this.
Yep.
Yes. And then just think about it, right? When it finally gets to amount that is substantial, you look at it, you shock, no?
Yeah, you're very happy. But a lot of times people let other people or other friends around them stress themselves out. So I just want to say that everybody's plan is different. The timeline is different.
Yes.
Do whatever is comfortable for you at this phase of your life, and slowly you'll see the money start to grow. Don't compare to your peers.
So I really think that small financial wins, right, such as consistently saving a portion of your income each month or successfully sticking to a budget, things like that, it can really boost your confidence when it comes to, saving money, right? Over time, no matter how minor it seems, it actually builds a sense of accomplishment and it reinforces these positive financial habits.
I
No,
so
sure.
agree.
Let's say you set a goal for yourself, right, to save this amount this month, and then you accomplished it. You'll feel like, I need to try again next month. I want to do it again.
Yeah. And I just want to say everyone's plan is different. Even if you can't do all right now, it's okay. What matters is you take the first step and you take that step regularly, and over time you'll see results.
Yes, so what we've discussed today, the 4 money habits, right, from POSB: save, protect, grow, and retire. These will take you from your first paycheck all the way to retirement. So make sure you check out the website that we've linked in the description if you want to find out more information on how you can improve your financial well-being. I think at the end of the day, right, it's all about the mindset when it comes to money, right? It's about being smart about your money and being able to forgive yourself
Oh my
for
gosh.
the things that you bought that you never use, that they just sit in the closet collecting dust. You know, I'm still in that process of trying to forgive myself. It's tough.
Speaking of like forgiving myself, I feel so scarred from the 2 investment plans that I bought that lost
had to
money,
sell.
that I had to sell because I wanted to pay for the down payment for my house. So till now, I haven't dared to explore another financial plan or like a wealth plan. But that said, I probably should check it out because I shouldn't let this trauma affect me from making other financial decisions, right?
Casey, think about it. You made a slight loss, but when you sell your property in future, you'll make it back.
Oh,
I like
idea.
I mean, for everything you have to plan, right? Every financial decision, try to plan ahead because planning really only helps you and use your own money and your own wealth to create happiness for yourself, right? So if, let's say, having one really good meal, but it's expensive every month is going to bring you happiness, budget that into your expenses. Like this month, I'm going to spend $400 on a really, really good meal and take my family out, right? Because that brings me happiness. Budget that into your expenses.
I think there's nothing more important in life than doing the things that you love. That makes you feel happy and accomplished. So like what Jeremy said, if an expensive meal is what it takes, go for it.
Yeah. And always work with an expert, right? I mean, we go to the doctor to find out if we're sick. We don't try and sit at home and like, am I sick? Am I sick? So work with a wealth planning manager to figure out what's best for you, right? Don't take our advice for it because, I mean, clearly we're still figuring it out as well. Some more than others, like me.
No, we're still figuring it out.
Together.
Yeah, and you can also check out the POSB website. They've got a lot of great resources for you. And if you're interested in all those things like the retirement calculator, that's all on the digibank app.
Yep, we will put the link in the description box so you can access it easily.
I'm clicking on it.
Okay, last thing, girls. What would you give in terms of advice to someone in their 20s about money?
Wow, I want to hear Azura's advice.
Yeah, I feel like she has a lot of great advice.
Guys, I think there are 2 kinds of people. One who says, YOLO, I'm only going to live once, and hence I should spend that money and be happy. And then there's another kind of person who maybe has a goal and is trying to save up for something, and they scream and save and they forget to live at the same time. But I think you should try and strike a balance because yes, I know you only live once, but like you don't want to regret and have no money also.
You need money to live once also.
Yeah,
like,
really.
Your life is very long.
Correct. But you also don't want to scream and save for something like a big ticket item and at the same time like not be able to live.
Yep.
You know? So try and find a balance that is comfortable for you, I guess.
I think for me, if I had an advice for anyone going into their first jobs, just save a portion of your paycheck every month from your first job. It can be as low as 10% that you're saving, but it's cultivating that habit of saving. And then in the future, when your paychecks get bigger and bigger, then you're comfortable with saving, 10%, 20% always goes into my savings. And it really goes a long way over the years that you work.
A good habit, basically. For me, I want to say we didn't come to this earth to slog our guts out and to work every single day. So experience life in a smart way. I think investment is a really good way to help you grow your money. So why not do that? It just takes a little bit of discipline on your end. Yep. With that, we hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a really, really insightful one, even for myself. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like our content, please follow us on Instagram at itsclarity.co.
That's right. You can listen to us on Me Listen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Turn on your notifications.
And check us out on YouTube as well. We cannot wait to see you next time. Thank you for listening to Hush Podcast.
Bye!
Bye!
Come back with more money.
Money moves, make money moves. Woo!
Yeah, so that's why I think CPF is very important. It can help you relieve some costs. Maybe not weddings, but if you are looking to get a property in the future, my
It really
CPF
helps,
really helped me so much.
Yeah.
I know we complain about like, walao, if only I have it in cash, like walao, I take my money every month. But it really helps, leh.